Hi, I'm Melissa.
Hi, I'm Rowan.
And this is What We're Not Taking to Our Graves.
Today, we're going to be talking about our hot takes, or the hills we die on.
Unpopular opinions.
Unpopular opinions.
All
confessions. Maybe.
Probably.
Yeah, let's be honest. But we just thought it'd be really fun to talk about some of the things that we talk about when the microphone and cameras are off.
Yes. And we're going for like a Thanksgiving Eve vibe. I don't know that this is actually going to be released on Thanksgiving, but it's the season. Write this down.
As everybody's going home for the holidays, be sure to listen to our hot takes so you can bring them up at the table during dinner.
So we were talking and we were like, Thanksgiving-ish, like what are we going to release? Like what do we want to do? And I was like, we should just pull out all of the things that we talk about at Thanksgiving dinner, like all the controversial things, all the things that make Uncle Matt mad, like you know what I mean?
Okay, but like I don't know about you.
Not my Uncle Matt. If you watch this, he's a chill motherfucker. But
is
like,
your Uncle Matt gonna watch this?
I hope so.
Because I feel like if my uncle listened to our first episode, he'd immediately be like, meh, next.
Nah, Uncle Matt would listen.
Really? Oh, no, my uncle, I think he would be curious, like, oh, support my niece for like 2 seconds, and then he dipped the fuck out when he heard what we were talking about.
I don't know if he would listen to the whole thing, but I know he would try.
I was going to say, like, it doesn't even have to be a holiday. We out here just debating shit at my family dinner table. We do family Sundays, like, we try to get together like once a month at least, but we're out here debating all the time, and so holidays are extra fun because it just like amplifies the whole situation.
See, I think that with my family, it depends on who is in the room and if we're drinking.
That's fair. Who like sparks the controversy or the topics in your family? Who's the person that like instigates?
It depends on the topic. So like I think that she got mad when I didn't say her name last time, so I'll say her name this time. I think that Danny definitely will like stand her ground real strong on like political issues or religious issues or like social issues, like that sort of thing.
Something she's passionate about.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Versus like if I know that like, there's beef in the family, like if I know there's an elephant in the room, I'm gonna be like, hey, so I heard from a little bird down the road, da 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 da.
Well, I don't know what it would be like to not have some level of controversy at a family gathering.
You know that's not normal, right?
I know, but that's what we know. But yeah, so anyway, we just thought this would be a really great topic for this.
We did. So we did some soul searching and we came up with like a handful of like what we think our hot takes, our like most unpopular opinions. Like I know if I said a couple of these at like Thanksgiving dinner, heads would be turning.
Oh yeah, same. We kind of brainstormed together and some of them like I contribute and you contribute, but like I feel like we're pretty much the same on all of these.
I feel like we're pretty much the same on most of them. I think that there's just a couple that like one of us feels more passionate about,
which is fair.
I think so.
We can't all die on every single hill.
We can't,
even though you try.
I really do try. Okay, let's start. Yeah. Let's start off strong. We have a list, by the way. Yeah. If we pause for a second, because respectfully, we have, as Bryson and Hank would say, squirrel brains. So
that was so rude. It was so funny. So we're
gonna start off strong.
Hey, good for you.
I will say so. I'm gonna go from the beginning.
Okay.
So I went on the Reddit. Which, hot take in and of itself, Reddit is the best part of the internet. If all of the other social media that existed, I woke up tomorrow and it didn't exist, but Reddit still existed, I'd be fine.
You know what Reddit is? It's the modern day, like, Yahoo Answers. Did you not do that as a kid?
No, it's not. That's how I know that you don't be on Reddit.
I'm not on Reddit, but I feel like it is a very modern take on it.
No. It's a safe space to go in and ask your dumbass questions, and then someone with love will be like, that was the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
That's literally what they did on y'all. What do you...
Listen.
Agree to disagree.
Okay, whatever. Anyway, so I went on the Reddit, and I went into the unpopular opinions Reddit, and I collected a few of, like, the most upvoted ones. So this specific one, and I'm just going to quote it, because I feel like that's the right move. This particular one got how many... 59,000 upvotes.
It's a lot.
I feel like it's pretty good. The one that had the most upvotes, I think, was 76,000. So, like, 59 is up there. Most people are in agreement. And the opinion is, fuck you if you record yourself giving things to homeless people. And I upvoted that. I said absolutely. Because here's the thing. Your good thing doesn't count if you're using it to make you look like a better person.
Absolutely.
And there's so many different, like, places where this, like, falls into. Like,
I think you and I both feel very passionately about I feel like the term that's used for it is white saviorism.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so for helping others, help others in needs,
Just being altruistic.
being a good human, just helping someone who needs help. But my problem is when, one, like this Reddit says, it's like when you film it, like when you're trying to showcase what a good person you are, but also there's a lot of things like mission trips, and I'm not saying all mission trips are wrong. Is not that at all. I think there is a lot of good work that can be done. However, there's a lot of people that choose to go the missions route rather than helping in their own backyard. And then they also look down on people in their own backyard. And it's just not the helpful heart. It's only applicable when it's on this mission trip. And I just don't love that energy. I would rather if it was straight across the board, I would respect that 100%. I'm not saying it can't, to be the two things true at the same time. But it just comes across a lot of times like, I don't really want to do this over here because it doesn't make me look good. But going on this mission trip and helping these specific people and posting photos of it, that does it. And it rubs me the wrong way. It does. It always has, and it probably always will.
Yeah. No, it's a sticky one.
Well, and it's hard because we can't know someone's heart and intentions, and that's not our job. Truthfully, it's not our place to say this person means this when they're doing X, Y, Z. But when you look at it, it's really hard as an outsider to not feel a little icky.
Yeah.
If you do. Some people don't see it that way, I guess. But
especially because, I don't know, did you do mission trips as a kid?
No.
You didn't?
No. So the only thing I did when I was growing up in church is we had a missions, but it was for helping the homeless in Houston.
Okay.
So it wasn't like a, across the ocean.
So I did a lot. I did a lot of mission trips, both here and like traveling. And I think that because I was doing them when social media wasn't really a thing. Like, yes, there are pictures of me on mission trips. Like, there's a picture of me and Bryson on mission trips. You know what I mean? From when we were kids.
I really
like
love the full circle. Sorry,
like,
continue.
You know what I mean? Like, yes, there are pictures, there are proof, there, but like, I very much was doing these things with no, like, the concept of being recognized for doing these things, like, wasn't even there.
Yeah.
At all.
It's kind of like when you contribute to a GoFundMe and you put your name.
Yes. Yes.
I don't know. I think that there's something about that too. Like if you're contributing a substantial amount and you're putting your name, I don't know. Is it a gray area? Because it's not like, do you deserve the recognition or are you doing it for the recognition? You know what I mean?
I don't know. But yes, I feel the same exact way.
And again, this is a hot take for a reason because it's just our opinions. But it's just kind of like when I see that every once in a while, I'm like, huh. It's like if you mention the good deeds you did, I'm not saying your heart can't be in the right place doing the good deeds, but there is a fine line, and it's a really
fine line.
It's a really fine line. So I don't know.
I don't either. I think that it's just like it doesn't make the good thing you did any better because everybody knows that you did it.
Like, don't stop doing the good deeds. There's nothing wrong with that, but I think it's a heart thing. Check your heart. See, like, are you doing the good deeds because you want to look like a good person, or are you doing the good deeds because you have a heart for serving in that way?
Yeah, I agree.
So that's, like, a nice little pin in that.
All right. Next thing. You ready?
I'm ready.
It costs nothing to respect someone's pronouns.
Absolutely. This is something I'm very passionate about.
I know you are, so pop off, bestie.
It's just one of those things to me. It's like, I get it. You may not agree. You have your beliefs, but you're just doing it to be a dick. You're like, it's one thing if you misgender someone by accident.
Yeah.
Like, you're doing it to make a point, and that is what rubs me the wrong way.
You're doing it to belittle someone. You are actively choosing to make someone feel smaller than you.
Yeah.
And that is fucking wild.
And so, and like,
because
even,
why?
And even just taking a step back with it, let's pretend you really don't want to say their pronouns. At least call them their name. If they've chosen a name for themselves, why can you not just respect that?
It takes nothing away from your day. It takes nothing away from your morals, your standing. Like, it takes nothing from you to look at this person and say, I don't agree with you, but I respect that you're a human being.
That's exactly what it is. Because you're doing this to prove a point, and your point is way more important than the person's feelings. And a lot of times, it is people that are in religious settings that don't want to respect it. They have this conviction, and they feel like they are so right that by respecting you, they're like enabling it. And that's not what it is at all. If you truly thought you were going to bring someone to God, that is not the way to do it.
No.
I just feel like if you... if you are on this moral high horse and you really truly believe like your way is the right way, and you want the person you're speaking to even consider the idea, why would you not even be respectful of who they are as a human? It has nothing to do with your beliefs. It has everything to do with respecting another person.
I saw a post on this on Reddit actually the other day that had that very same line of thinking, and it was like the Redditor said, like, it's crazy to me that you guys are saying that all of these friends and family members that voted differently than you're cutting them off and you're not talking to them again, because what you guys are failing to see is that we win elections through debates.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you want to convince these people, like, obviously that's the goal, right? If you feel that strongly about politics, your goal is that you want everyone, maybe not everyone, but like you want other people to agree with you so that your party can win, right? And so they're like, if you want to convince them that like your way is the right way, you have to keep those lines of communication open. And so it's stupid and immature that you guys are, saying, oh, you voted differently than me, like, we're done,
cutting off. Yeah.
And they were like, that's not a way to live your life.
Yeah. And I don't want anybody to get me wrong, like, I'm not saying you should convince anybody, but that's just, I feel like the typical trajectory for this way of thinking is, well, I don't agree with that, so I'm not going to do that.
And you should do what I agree with.
Yeah. And it's just not the way it is. And it just pisses me off because it is so free to be kind. It is free to be fucking kind.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have to agree. Like, I'm not sitting here trying to preach and tell you, like, you have to accept people as they are. If you're really nice, but if you're not going to, that's fine. You know what? Like, I'm not here to tell you how to live your life. Just be a decent human for 2 seconds. It's an active choice. It's intentional.
It is. In passing, like, I've accidentally misgendered, like, the Target cashier or whatever, and, just talking to my kids, and I was like, oh, he said this, and she said, oh, actually, I go, like, it's so easy. But if I were to be like, no, he was a he, and blah, 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 then it makes it into this whole big thing.
And, like, you don't also need to do that in front of anybody.
Yes. It's embarrassing. You guys are embarrassing me in public right now.
It's so silly. I think my biggest reason this is such a thing I'm passionate about is not even just because I have people I love. It's just like, it is not that hard.
The reason that this one is kind of big to me is that I have a kiddo who, when he was younger, I used to have so many complete strangers come up to me and be like, that's so disgusting that you let him walk out of the house wearing a dress.
You used to get DMs from people.
I have gotten DMs. Like, that's so disgusting that you let him have long hair. And I'm like, dude, he likes to have Viking braids. Like, he thinks it's cool. Me and my man sit here and we watch Vikings on Netflix, and he wants his hair braided like that. Like, I'm not going to take that away from him. Like, first off, that's a very manly thing that my kid wanted. To have a Viking braid.
But society's so fucked up.
But because in order to have a Viking braid, your hair has to be longer, it was seen as such a feminine ordeal. And I was like, dude, my kid just wants the most intricate braids. He sees the Vikings on TV. And, like, I had one mom who didn't know that he was my kid. And she was like, that is so disgusting. That is so gross. Wow, I can't believe that. I don't want my daughter around that, blah, blah, blah. I said, wow. It is so crazy that you felt so comfortable to say that to me out loud.
It's insane.
I said, that's so crazy that you just said that to me with your whole chest. And she was like, well, it's just, isn't it disgusting? Isn't it gross that boy is walking around? And I didn't think he was wearing a dress that day. I think he just had like a pink shirt on or something. And she was like, that's so gross. And people are out here letting their 4-year-olds pick what gender they are. And I said, you are reading into this situation quite a bit. I said, because what I see is a 3-year-old who is dressed seasonally appropriate, who is feeling very confident and happy in the outfit that he chose and having a great day. And she was like, well, and I said, goodbye. Like, it's crazy to me that people let other people's decisions affect them at that deep of a level, because this is none of your fucking business, respectfully. It's none of your business, because it does not affect you in your day-to-day life in any way whatsoever. So the fact that you are going to get your panties into such a fucking wad because I don't see the world the same way you see the world is bizarre, because that is humanity. That is the human experience, is that we are all going to see this life in so many different ways, and that's what makes it beautiful to be a human. And you're out here trying to make us out to be fucking clones.
Absolutely. And they're putting us in boxes. They're
Like,
putting
it's
children in
insane.
boxes.
Yes.
Because my son has wanted to paint his nails. He wanted to put makeup on at 3 years old. And guess what? It means that he has a mother and he sees what mommy's doing and he loves his mommy. And people want to make assumptions. Like, I recently talked to someone actually, and she was talking to me about how, so Preston got a Furby. Mm-hmm. Traditionally, I guess, it's a girl toy.
Is it?
Apparently.
Okay.
I just always thought of it as a toy. Toy's a toy.
Yeah, but the Furby is a fucking demon in my house.
Nobody should have a Furby, but, you know, we have children who want them. But she was telling me that she was like, yeah, no, I'm so glad that you let him have a Furby, because, like, when I was growing up, it was like boys could not have anything that was pink and, you know, anything that was even deemed girly. I just love seeing that you don't care. And I was like, oh, like, I mean, yeah, but in my head, it's literally, it's not even a thought. It's he likes it and he wants it. And then we just got into that same topic, and Preston has carried a baby doll since he was 2.
I have had a parent tell me, I better not see my son holding a baby doll the next time I walk in here. And I said, that you better be finding a different center. Like,
no, it's insane, because do you not want them to know, like, to be a good dad? And that's the whole thing, is like, okay, so we let our kids have baby dolls, and if they're going to go the traditional trajectory, they're just learning to be dads. They're learning to take care of a baby. That's literally a human thing. It's not a girl thing.
Yep.
So why can't my son have a baby doll? He has this baby doll he still carries around. He has a name, and if I ever have a baby, he wants me to name it after this baby. So, which is also named after our goddaughter Tessa. So we're gonna have a lot of Tessas, but
that's fine.
It's fine. But it's insane to me. It's not against your morals to call someone by a name they prefer, and you're pushing people further away. So just remember that.
It's disgusting. Next.
I know, we could go on forever.
On all of these topics.
I know.
Okay, next. Sexuality is fluid.
Okay, I'm going to start with personal experience. I feel like I define sexuality on who you want to spend your life with. And I don't mean in a literal sense, like you have to get married, the whole thing. But, like, for me personally, I would like to have a male partner. I feel like I've had experiences where there's been attraction to women. I think that women are beautiful. I think boobs are so great, but I know I want to spend my life with a man, but it doesn't mean I don't appreciate women and can't see the attraction there. I remember being 17. My mom was going through a divorce. We were doing this thing where she drove us to school. We'd go to Starbucks. We'd wake up extra early. And there was this cute barista. She was beautiful. And my mom was always trying to get me to, like, go hit on her.
I love it.
And my mom always told me she was flirting with me every time we went in there. She was always trying to get me to hit on her, but I was like, no, Mom, I'm straight. Because, like, at that point, obviously, I'd only dated guys, and I honestly didn't even contemplate the idea of sexuality being fluid or being possibly attracted to women. And so I just feel like that's always been in my head, that, like, you can appreciate or even be attracted to the same gender, and it doesn't necessarily mean you want to spend your life with them. So that's kind of what got me into the whole idea of sexuality is fluid.
I identify as, maybe I'll be bi one day.
Explain why one day? Why not currently? Other than Bryson, I mean, why not currently?
I don't really know is the thing. So, like, I was for sure straight, like, for a really long time. I remember my dad used to joke that he used to be like, oh, I really hope one of you comes out lesbians.
My dad used to say the same thing. He said he'd be a good gay dad.
No, my dad said, I hope one of you turn out to be a lesbian so that I can have someone to, like, hit on girls with.
Ew. I thought it was going to be wholesome. I'm so sorry.
Gary would be a good gay dad, though.
Gary would. I'm telling you. Is it not on brand that he'd say that?
Yes. I was just like, yeah, I'm straight. Like, there was nothing. And then I met this girl.
Oh. I don't think I've heard
when I tell you that to this day, I'm still friends with this girl on Facebook. I am a whore for this girl.
What is it about her?
She is she's like, she looks like, you're gonna die.
Okay.
She looks like that girl on TikTok with the honeycomb.
Oh, you were obsessed with her
she
for
looks
so
just
long.
like her.
No, I think it was 2 summers ago the first time you found the honeycomb girl. It was 2.5 years ago. And I just remember you would show me, we would literally have sleepovers almost every night, and you would get in bed with me and be like, here's the latest video. You were like, this is my woman.
Listen, I have a type, and it's like neck tattoos, nose piercings, red hair, like...
It's like the bi energy.
Yes.
You like bi energy.
I do. I'm so here for it. Like, oh my gosh. And I remember sitting in class and like just staring at her like a freaking creepy person and being like, could I kiss you? I think I could kiss you. Could I kiss you though? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe. If the circumstances were right. But the opportunity just simply never presented itself because I'm going to be honest, she probably thought I was a lunatic.
Most likely.
But yeah, like I have never, I mean, you're the only girl I've ever kissed.
I'm so sorry you're not the only girl I've kissed.
But like I just never have. Like I remember when I was single last year. There was a time, remember, you were like, you should put on your Bumble girls and boys.
I did, because we've had this discussion so many times.
And every time that I like would match with a girl, I'd be like, oh, actually I can't. Rewind. I take it back. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry I wasted your time.
Well, it's completely fair to not be ready to tread in that. Like that's it. It doesn't really matter what the situation is. If it's not what you know and you're used to, it's a little hard to do.
Yes. So I think that like if the situation were to present itself, I would be down. But like I just don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. But I think because we've both had some personal experience with just kind of like being on the spectrum of sexuality, we just feel like it's a little more fluid. And look, I'm not here to tell you what you need to do. What you do in your bedroom is none of my business. So like,
unless you want to share, then I would for sure love to know.
Absolutely, write it in, please. Give us the juicy details. But in reality, what you do is none of my business.
The next one I feel like is very similar. Is that vanilla sex isn't bad unless you're pretending that that's all you want.
Go off, queen. I
agree with the statement so wholehearted,ly because there really isn't anything wrong with it. It's beautiful and it has its time and it has its place. But if you want more and you need more, that's okay. That's totally fine to say. And like, I think I said this in another episode. I think it made the cut. Is that when Bryson and I first started like talking again, like my hard line requirement was you have to choke me.
Yeah.
Like
I did make the cut.
I have a Pandora's box over here that we can open at some point.
Getting British now, are we?
But step one, baseline, kind of non-negotiable for me is that like, and like choke me is like one example, but like you gotta be willing to get a little rough.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to be treated like a princess every single time we have sex.
Okay.
And that was kind of like my like hard line. Like there's so many other things we can do and it'll be so much fun. But if you don't like those things, then that's perfectly fine. I can live without those things. What I can't is being treated like I'm a piece of glass. You know?
No, I agree. I mean, no notes. I'm not well versed in kinks. I'm not going to pretend like I'm the kinkiest girl out here, but we all have our things. I feel like this would be the perfect moment to mention the whole spitting in the mouth thing again.
What's the spitting in the mouth thing?
I cannot even remember when I told Henry this, but it was so funny because everybody thinks spitting in the mouth is like this gross thing. And honestly, before it happened to me, I also thought it was. And
I kind of want you to spit in my mouth to show me. I'm not going to lie because I've never had anyone do it to me.
I don't know if I could try. But
I brought it up to Bryson and he seemed uncomfortable. Can you spit on my mouth on camera and can we send it to Henry and Bryson as like a tutorial?
I think Henry would tell me I'm cheating if I did that. But like not even in a serious way, which fair. I mean, we just talked about how we both love boobs. I mean, I think that's kind of fair, right? Like...
It's kind of fair.
It's not gonna stop us, but
we're about to spin each other's mouths.
It's fine. I did not know that was something I'd be into because anytime I heard about it, I was like, ew, why would you spin someone's mouth? Gross.
See, that's so crazy because it wasn't even something I really even heard of until it happened to you.
It's so wild because I'm like, how did you not hear about it?
I mean, I'm sure that like it was mentioned at some point, but like it wasn't something that like was like at the forefront of my brain.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'd heard about it. It never happened to me, and it did. But anyway, spitting in the mouth. Look, I could live without it, but it added something.
Yeah.
It added something. Choking. Can live without it. It adds something.
Yeah.
Hair pulling. That's a good one for me.
What can you not live without? Like, what's one of your, like, hard lines? We have to do this.
I mean, it's probably not kinky, but I have stuff that's hard lines.
Okay.
I mean, you have to touch my tits. Like, absolute.
You know, there are people who have sex and don't, like, touch.
No, I need to always be touched. I'm a boobs girl. Like, you gotta touch me. You have to touch me. So, like, 100% can't live without that. I guess that's, like, really the only thing I really can't live with. Like, if I'm being, like, bare minimum. That's the only thing I, like, on the line. There's things that I would appreciate or I'd like to have, but
boobies are number one.
Well, like, if you want me to get off, yeah.
Okay. It's good to know. I'll jot that down.
Like, look, respectfully, you can get off without it, but it's much harder. I'd love to make life easy. And
see, that's how I feel about being rough.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be thrown around.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I feel like that's a fantasy a lot of women have. We just want to be thrown around like a rag doll.
I want to be thrown around. I want to be choked. I want to be spanked. Like,
I don't think I've ever been spanked, but I will say anytime my hair has been pulled.
Hair gets me.
Hand on the throat, even if it's not like just light pressure.
No, I want to see stars.
But like, respectfully, I can get off without those things. So if we're talking like can't live without, you have to be able to touch my boobs. I mean, I will not live without oral sex. That is also, no.
I think that if you had asked me a year ago, I would have said that I could live without oral sex.
You would have.
I really would have.
Has it changed today?
It has.
I mean,
my answer has changed.
Good. I'm so glad. So you've always said that it's crazy to you that sometimes I'll just give him head or he'll just go down on me.
Yes, that is crazy to me.
Don't get me wrong. Sometimes it is a part of sex, but sometimes I just want to give my man a blowjob. Sometimes he just wants to take care of me.
So sometimes, yes. Like, there have been a few times where, yes, I'll just give a blowjob. Like, yeah, I feel like that's a little bit less mind-blowing to me, I think.
Which part gets you then about what we do?
I think that the part that gets me... So, I will say that receiving oral sex is not something that I had, like, a whole lot of experience with up until the last year and a half. Like, don't get me wrong. I mean, I've received it a handful of times. Like, it's not like I never had it. But it just wasn't something that was real. Like, it was just, like, 30 seconds, you know?
It was true foreplay for you, right?
Yeah, that's all it was.
Warming up.
Yes.
Okay.
And so then I actually remember the first time that someone went down on me when I was in my hot girl era. And I texted you back and I was like, I think I understand now.
Yeah. No, because
it was such a big awakening.
Before that, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like you had really never gotten off from oral sex.
No, I hadn't. It was something that I could take or leave. Like, it wasn't anything that I felt passionately about because I just never, I don't know. It's like, it was just like a neutral experience.
Which is so crazy to think about because a majority of women need stimulation to get off. So the fact that you didn't have that.
No, I didn't. It just was not something I had. And, I'm remembering that Bryson's sister listens to this. Hi.
We recently had someone listen from Henry's home state, so hello, whoever
and
you
so
are.
I, like, it just wasn't something that I had a lot of. I genuinely could have taken it, and I think I even told you that several times. Like, it's fine. And then I had someone go down with, like, the intention of making me feel good. I had never gotten off from oral sex. I had never had an orgasm from oral sex until after I had gotten a divorce. No, until after I got a divorce.
It's crazy.
And so I didn't even really think that was possible. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was mind-blowing. And then I am getting the most head I've ever gotten in my entire life.
Good.
It's crazy, but it still is not like just like, oh, I'm gonna eat you out and then I'm gonna walk away. Like, it's still not that.
So,
like, the other day when I was like, Bryson bit my clit, and you were like, yeah, I like that. And my mind was blown. Are other girls getting eaten out like that? Because I'm telling you, I've been with a solid number of men and was not getting eaten out like that.
I will say that I've only had 3 bring me to climax.
So what I think I'm hearing.
That's
what I think I'm hearing, and correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
Is that I was just with the wrong men.
Yes.
Okay, and so our last one. I think our last one is the one that we feel the most passionately about.
I would agree.
I remember this like became a passion of ours on one very specific day. So this was last year, and I was having a conversation with a gentleman caller, if you will, and he looked me dead in my eyes over text message and was like, You're just not like other girls.
Oh, I do remember this. I do.
He was like, you're just not like other girls. Like, I just feel like you're really chill. Like, I can talk to you. Like, we can, you know what I mean? And like, I don't feel like any judgment or whatever. And I said, no. No. Because actually, you asked me earlier, what hill I would die on. I think this one actually might be it. Mm-hmm. I am just like other girls. And I remember after I had that conversation, I sent you a novel of a text. And I wish that we had pulled it up. Here's the thing. Here's my thing. There are so many aspects of life in which I want to be different and I want to be special. Right? We're sitting here, we're making a podcast. We want it to be special. We want it to be different. We want people to look at that and say, hey, this is different than the other podcasts, right? In work life, I want people to look at me and be like, wow, she's doing something different. She sees it from a different perspective. She's a special person in this building, if you will. You know what I mean? There's so many aspects and times in life where I want to be seen as a special person. I don't want anyone to ever feel so comfortable with me that they say, you're just not like other girls. Because yes, the fuck I am.
Well, I think there's this underlying...
I don't want to be... Because saying that I'm not like other girls as a compliment to me is putting disrespect on every other girl.
That's what I was going to say. There's an underlying connotation with it that there's something wrong with being like just like all the other girls.
And I am just like every other girl, okay?
We love
Taylor Swift is my number one listened to artist. I have pumpkin spice coffee creamer in my fucking fridge.
And candles.
And pumpkin candles. I own so many Simply Modern, a wall of water bottles. I don't have a Stanley because they spill. Sorry.
She's not like other girls.
I literally just bought a pair of yoga pants this week. Like, no. You know what I mean? Like, I am other girls. I love to laugh with my friends during a sleepover until 2 a.m. I love to sit down and watch New Girl and to watch Gossip Girl and to watch all these shows that we collectively agree are the best. I love to watch Mean Girls. I love to cry in my shower while listening to the saddest songs on the planet because that's what we do. I love that in girlhood. I have not had a singular, unique experience.
Yes.
I love that. I feel so connected to all of these other women who have done the things that I'm doing right now. We are single moms. That's fucking terrifying. But guess what? I know that it's going to be okay because there's 700 other single moms in our fucking zip code. We're going to be fine. If they're figuring it out, if they're making it, we're going to figure it out. We're going to make it. You know what I mean? I don't want to be so alone in life and girlhood and motherhood and to be like, wow, there's no one else on this planet that has lived the life that I'm living, because there have been so many people have walked the path that we're walking already, and that's beautiful and that should not be disrespected.
Yeah. Well, and it's usually men. Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be just man hater, but it's usually men who are trying to do this to build you up and they don't realize that it's actually tearing you down. I think it was the Barbie movie that really sparked this new movement. It just really brought this unity to a lot of us because it reminded us of just that we're all going through the same things at the same time. I've never had a unique experience. Like, God, do you know how nice it is when I get on TikTok and I see something, I'm like, I didn't know other people did that. Yes. Like, it feels so good to be seen and heard. And there's nothing wrong with being like other girls. Like, I had someone call me a basic bitch once, and I was like, yes, I am. And guess what? I don't care. I love pop music. Sabrina Carpenter is on fucking repeat. Yes. Noah Khan, love him to death. Yes. Absolutely. I have no issue with the fact that I still wear my Lululemon leggings. They're like
Kendra Scott necklace.
I still use a wand to curl my hair. Like, it is like there's nothing wrong with any of that. We don't have to be this unique, cool person and have a persona to be accepted and wanted.
Yes.
We're just like other girls. And you know what? If I ever have a daughter, I hope she's just like Ella, because she's amazing. And
because Ella is just like every girl.
She is a girl's girl through and through.
Yeah.
She has your back. She's just like you. Where's the body? I'll bury it.
Yeah. I just... It every time I hear that statement, like, it just makes me so sad, because being a girl is one of the coolest things ever. I don't want to be a boy. I don't want to be a boy. They're fucking gross, and they're weird, and they're boring. My friend Casey posted to her Instagram story a couple weeks ago, and she was on a trip with some friends, and she showed their bathroom counter just covered in makeup.
Oh, that's
and like
girlhood.
curling irons, and everyone was in PJs and listening to music, and she was like, being a boy must suck so bad.
And have you ever seen those TikToks and it's like, are you sit on the counter to do your makeup? Are you sit on the floor to do your makeup? Do you sit at a desk? I was like, oh, I'm gonna sit on the floor. Oh my gosh. And it's so simple. And like, yes, we know everybody has their way of doing makeup. I felt so like,
Yes.
I don't know, unified. It's so cool.
It's the most beautiful thing. And having a daughter and watching her grow into her girlhood has been so crazy, because she has two brothers, right? So like, realistically, the girl's been doing some tomboy stuff for the last several years. And she has this older friend who she wants to be so bad. And I love it, because her older friend's mom is someone that I also want to be. You know what I mean? Like, I see Joy, and I'm like, wow, you have so many traits that I want to have. Like, I admire you so much. I think you're such a great person. You're such a great mom. You're such a great friend. And then my daughter sees her daughter and says, wow, I really want to, can I have a sports bra so I can be like Nevaeh and be a cheerleader? And I'm like, no, but I'm pretty sure Nevaeh left a sports bra here the last time she slept over, so you can go pretend in your bedroom for a little bit. And every time that the girls are together, they're doing makeup and they're doing hair and they're choreographing dances for us to watch.
Yeah.
Like,
which is what we did as
yes,
children.
And it's just so beautiful to see my daughter learn what it is to be a girl, and to have that sisterhood in other girls, and to have the best friends who you sit and, you know, learn about life with. And it's just so fucking beautiful. And I don't ever want to be uplifted so that they are downgraded.
Absolutely. And honestly, I think it started as a way to divide women. Honestly.
Yes.
It had to have. And I don't know the first person who said it, but I can guarantee it was a man. Some man somewhere that thought, yeah, that's a good one.
This will get me in her pants.
Yeah. And then the pick me thing, the reason I feel like it kind of ties in is because, yes, I understand inherently like why pick me can be annoying. Like, we all get annoyed when somebody's like, you can see the energy. But the reason it's frustrating is because they don't need to do that. They are leaning into what society wants us to do, the male gaze, the male perspective. Like, and that's why people have this problem with it. A lot of women do. And I don't
actually, did you know that pick me is not a term that anyone outside of like our age knows?
Seriously?
Like, Joy doesn't know what a pick me is.
Is she considered elder millennial?
She's elder millennial. I just realized that she doesn't know what that is, or she does now because I told her.
You educated her. Oh, what a good friend.
A pick me is the girls who are very much like, oh, I don't wear makeup. I don't have any girlfriends. I only hang out with the boys because I can't do the drama. Oh my gosh, it's very much she wears high heels. I wear t-shirts.
Yes. And it's very much like you want to be accepted by the men more than you want to be accepted by the women.
Yes.
And I think it ties into I'm not like other girls, because when you hear that and you take it as a compliment, you know, it just pushes this narrative forward. And there's nothing wrong with being just like every other girl. There's nothing wrong with wanting to listen to Taylor Swift and have a karaoke night with your girls and get drunk on Trulies and be a basic bitch.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with that. There's something so beautiful about being a woman, and the whole thing about it is they're trying to make you feel shamed for being who you are.
Yes.
It is so frustrating to me that we are expected to bend to the will of all these societal standards that were set by men who don't understand us.
Mm-hmm.
It's not what I want. It's not how I'm going to live.
No.
But I agree, and I think you put that all so beautifully.
Thank you so much. I feel really passionate about it.
You did a great job.
I feel like the main takeaway for all of our hot takes, that is just like, quit being a dick.
being a dick. Does that sum it up?
I feel like it kind of does. Like, quit being a dick, quit being mean, mind your fucking business.
And like, we're not up some high horse. We're not high and mighty up here saying we're the nicest people ever. We love to talk our shit. We will, but like, not about girls.
The end.
The end. That's all she wrote.
That's all she wrote. Anyways, I want to hear everyone else's hot takes, controversial topics, all the things.
Yes, and we actually got our first submission.
We did.
And we're really excited about this.
In case you guys really don't believe us, we cannot see who is submitting the idea, the concept, the topic, the confession, whatever.
Unless you put your name, we don't know.
Unless you put your name. We really don't know. So if that's been holding you back, please don't let it.
But this one's really exciting because it's covering, it's basically covering sex work.
Yes.
But in a general sense, side hustles within that.
Yes.
And
so we've kind of decided that at some point we are going to do a whole episode on that. But it's one of those things that I don't want to talk about until I feel like we're educated. There's a certain avenues on it. Like when you listen to this, one of your questions, do we have experience? Kind of. But like I want to be able to talk about all the things and not just like the one thing that we kind of sort of dabbled in. And so
I love that it's a we though.
It was a we. It was a we.
We've had some really great moments.
It was a we. So that'll come soon.
Yeah, we're really grateful. They know who they are that they submitted it. We would love if you do submit. Please let us know if you want us to say your name or not, because honestly, it's kind of tricky. We're not, Yes, we will say your name if you want us to. But obviously, we're not going to. If you don't say that explicitly, because if you don't say, hey, this is blank. So anyway, we're really excited. This was a really fun episode to record.
I also want to say that we for sure went off tangent just a couple times, but I think we're going to leave some of these in.
Oh, we're for sure.
Because this is a Thanksgiving special.
It's going to be the pre-Thanksgiving special.
You're getting 2 Thanksgiving specials.
You get 2 orgasms, basically. It's like when Alyssa gets turned over in sex.
You're welcome, bitches.
See you next time. Bye.